All right. What is up, you guys? What is up, Canes fam? How's everybody doing today? We got about 16 people watching this live. How are y'all doing? How is my Canes family doing, guys? A lot of stuff to catch up on. Man, moves have been happening. Staff has been changing. Lots of stuff going on. And I just thought, you know what? We've got a live stream. I got to hear what the community thinks and feels about this. Hear you guys' thoughts out. Share some of mine. Just get a whole, general idea of where we're at. How is everybody doing? So, the first thing that I want to address and hear you guys' thoughts on is obviously this big announcement of a new defensive lineman coach. All right, here's the news right here. What is up, Almighty Hub? How you doing, brother? We got a new defensive lineman coach, and for those who are just joining in and don't know what's going on, Jess Simpson has actually left. He has gone on to the NFL. I wish him well. The whole Canes community wish him well. He did a great job for us, a phenomenal job last year as a defensive lineman coach. He's going to the Falcons, so not that I'm a giant Falcons fan, but nothing against that, local guy over here. So what's up? What's up, Wesley Journey? How you doing, brother? How you doing? I hope you're having a great evening, man. How's your evening going? What do you think about this news, man? So it's sad, it's bittersweet to see Jess Simpson leave. I mean, when we had Craig leave, I remember I was like, man, he went to Bama of all places. And now Jess, he's going to NFL. Like, big money, big moves up for them. This is great. And the next replacement, I'm like, I don't know. When we had Jess was good, though, because I knew he did recruit well. I wasn't sure so much if he could be as good as Craig. He did, honestly, even better, I think, as a defensive lineman coach. Definitely not worse, for sure. He did come from the Falcons originally, Wesley, you're correct. But he wasn't a lineman coach. He was like a assistant of sorts. He was really low down, like a quality analyst. I can't remember. I gotta look it up. But yeah, he was a Falcon before, and hence the connection there. Cole Keynes, what is up? You like Coach? A person, his story anyways. Yeah, he has a very interesting story. He's been a coach for a while and has experience. Definitely, he's about mid-50s. He's been around for a while. We do have plenty of talent, so exactly. You know how that can do. I don't think he'll mess it up. It's more of if he stays for more than 1 year, hopefully, we'll get some stability in that head coaching area. What is he going to do? How is he going to be bringing in? How is he going to recruit, Because he does not have the giant recruiting ties, I believe, that the previous guys had. Craig wasn't a great recruiter. He was a great lineman coach, really. But he was a bigger name. Jess, he was an amazing recruiter and a very solid lineman coach. We'll see how he goes. Just to give you guys a general resume on this guy, if you didn't read anything up on him, there's Diaz talking about, hey, this is the official athletics announcement, built him up as staff, emphasize continuity, which makes sense and all that. But the thing that really stood up to me was the fact that he was a strength and conditioning coach for a decent while. Sup, homie? Hey, what are you doing, Victor? How you doing, brother? I hope you're doing good. Major climate change from Ohio to Miami. It is indeed. But he's moved around. I mean, he's been in Ohio for quite a while. I'm sure him and Tate are glad to move from there back down to Miami. It's way nicer there, way warmer in the area. But I'm curious to see what this means for the UN recruiting for defensive linemen, because he can do well, and I think he will do just as well with Chigosi coming in and transfer. And we have Silvera coming in and more assimilating to the system. Stud of defensive end and Garvin, and then we have Jalen Phillips coming in 2020. I would choose Miami over Ohio. I mean, any day, man. Any day. That's a given, man. It's a given. It's definitely a giant thing that you can't really choose. If your geography, once that's set, that's set. But Miami's geography is the best of any school, really. I mean, it's such an easy point to make to recruit some kid like, hey, why don't you want to come down to Paradise? It is Paradise. It's beautiful. It's nice and warm. It's lovely. It's no freaking crazy hills, no annoying snow, none of that, man, for sure. Isn't Buffalo in the MAC conference? Buffalo in the MAC conference. I'm not sure. If I had to guess, yes, but I'm going to look that up because that's a good point. It looks like it is. Yeah, they are in the MAC conference, and this is their first in the East last year. So, yeah, there you go. How you doing, buddy? How you doing, brother? Paint dropper. Winning will help recruiting more than any man. Yeah, you're right. We win. Our recruiting jumps strong. His experience will help players now. It will. And I like his energy, it seems like. He's got that, strength and conditioning coach background. He's a fired up guy. For those who didn't watch the video or didn't hear anything about this guy, he actually went through a pretty crazy a rare blood disease and had chemotherapy and such. And through that, he battled through. He beat it. As far as I understand, it's in remission. And during the time that he was battling it, he didn't miss any time from football, not significant one. He kept at it. He kept working out. He kept pushing for it. He didn't let it take him down. It was very interesting. He should be familiar with our wide receiver from Buffalo. Yeah, KJ Osborne. I figured that's the connection you're trying to make. Yeah, I mean, maybe in a distant way. Here's who he's familiar with. Here's the ties. It's very interesting. Believe it or not, he was roommates with Mark Richt. I doubt that Mark Richt was really pivotal in any of this situation. This guy's actually called upon and talked about during the Miami Giant head coaching change because he has ties both with Diaz and Richt, which I found interesting. His ties with Richt are pretty good. He's a groomsman at his wedding. I mean, him and Richt were buddies for a while. It's interesting enough, as big as a rival Miami is to Florida State, him, Diaz, Richt, I mean, all those guys were at Florida State one point or another. He was a nose tackle, I believe, for Florida State. Diaz was there at school with him. I think he was a GA. Diaz was a GA at NC State when he was there at NC State on the coaching staff there. Tough guy. He'll bring that toughness that we need. Yeah, for sure. Hopefully Morg didn't rub it off on him. Yeah, Wesley, it's definitely not a point that I'm trying to make that, hey, he was with Mark Richt. Nah, that's not going to resonate with us fans or anyone in the community. They're just there for a while. It's interesting how ties, I mean, when you're a coach for so long, you're going to have ties with just about every single human being alive, I think. And it's just, you've gone through so many different places. And he's at Colorado State, NC State. He was at, the last place in Akron. And, I'm curious to see where this will lead him be. The thing is that this resembles to me is we've had to change 3 different defensive linemen coaching in 3 years. This 3-year period now. Is it going to continue? I doubt that he's going to be a one and done for Miami, which is good and solid, I think. It's just we've been so successful at defensive line. We've been so successful that whatever coach was there and in getting that success with the great players and the mentality of Diaz's scheme, people wanted them, and obviously Craig went to Bama, and I guess that's an upgrade in his place. I'm sure he got a salary bump. And Buddy says, doesn't matter who is coach, you always have Manny over the shoulder. Very true. Very true. All right, let me pick this number up. I got someone calling me in. Let me see if we can get this up. Well, I got your call, but I wasn't able to pick it up. Hold on, buddy. What's going on here? Why is it not picking up? I see you calling in, 954. I see you calling in, but the call dropped. See if you could try to call in one more time, but I'm sorry about that, man. I don't know why it didn't go through that. I saw it, I hit pick up, and it dropped. So try calling me in one more time. Sorry about that. I definitely want to hear you guys' thoughts, definitely, what you guys think, because this is an interesting one. What's up, Raji? How you doing, brother? This is an interesting one. It's kind of iffy, in my opinion. It's an iffy pickup. He's got stuff to prove, He's got stuff to prove. Hold on, I got a voicemail. Let's see if I can be able. 954. Try to call me in, man. Try to call me in again. Because I didn't mean to miss it. Someone called me from Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and I'm trying to pick it up. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. That number works over there. In fact, I'm going to drop it over in the chat again so y'all can call it in again. Let's see. Where can we throw you guys this number here? There you go. Please call in. Let me hear your thoughts on this coach, guys. And the other thing I want to talk about is some of our recruiting staff has been changing. We got a little bit more inside scoop on that and where that's at and all. Be sure to hit that thumbs up, guys, for me. It would really help me out. It'd be great. Are you taking calls? Yes, Utah East Fan. I am taking calls. All right, sweet. There it is. All right. Hold on, buddy. Before you talk, let me make sure everyone can hear you. All right, the audio's up. Who is in calling in here?
Hello, this is Utah Ace Family, 0722.
Hey, man. How you doing, brother?
Good. Listen, I just wanted to let you know I trust Manny Diaz and where he's going with this, but I personally have my opinion on this. I'm not a big fan of the hire.
Yeah. Well, here, let me ask you, and I don't mean to put you on the spot. Do you have a name or an idea of someone else you would rather have seen? Yeah. He's definitely not a splash hire.
Oh, no. I like the guy from Oregon.
Oregon. Okay. Can you give me a name?
Joe, I can't pronounce
The Ducks, right?
the name. Huh?
Joe Saleva or whatever?
Yeah, him.
All right,
I would
yeah.
have rather had him. The guy is, and that guy's freaking beast. The guy, I just would have rather had him.
Yeah, he's definitely, I mean, I'm going to pull this up for the guys. They definitely want to see this. Guys, this is the guy that the Utah East is talking about. Wow, he's definitely a boss. Shoot, he's got the whole Hawaiian vibe going and everything. Man, he's a big dude. He definitely looks like a lineman.
You know, and see, like, honestly, for our defensive line, I would have definitely loved to have seen a lot of those Hawaiian guys come to Miami.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Look at Tua. Tua Tagovailoa. The guy is athletic as heck.
Yeah, for sure. I think that vibe fits with Miami, too, because they're tropical, and all that, and they know how to take the heat.
Oh, yeah, no, most definitely. And then, like, I kind of, and I don't know, I like that one. Another one I would have loved. It's actually very sad to see Jeff Simpson go.
Yeah.
But, another real quick, I would have loved to see the guy from Auburn.
Oh, okay, I got you, yeah.
Gardner.
Auburn's D-line coach. Let me pull him up.
Rodri Gardner.
Yeah, Gardner. Let me get him up for everyone to see. Yeah, he was not a splash hire in any sort of way. And the fact that kind of concerned me was the fact he's been looking for a job since December. Like, no one's picking him up quickly, Like, this wasn't a guy that, like Dan Enos, that everyone was calling him and saying, hey, how about you come on over, And
here's the... I hope he can prove me wrong, but here's the biggest thing I have with the hire. I just really feel like, what? Like, I feel, again, he has ties to Mark Ray. He has ties to Manny Diaz.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel like it was a pity hire.
I follow you, and it may have been. The other thing that people aren't thinking about, I feel like, with this hire, it came at a rough point where Jess kind of, I don't know how much of in advance we knew about this, because the Falcons did away with their staff a good while ago, but it's kind of the end of the coaching carousel time, like recruiting period for coaches, it's kind of done, because you got 2 weeks in spring ball going on,
Exactly.
And I feel like we were put in a tough corner. We're like, oh, you're leaving. We need to get some of the guy who's up unavailable, and this was kind of the only guy there,
Oh, yeah, no, most definitely.
I feel like that factored in, but I don't think it'll be awful this coming season. I don't, and I think, even honestly, Jess was a great pickup, but he wasn't a giant name. He was great for recruiting, but not as much as a coach, and I was kind of like iffy. I'm like, well, how's he going to do? I know he'll recruit well, but he did even better than Craig, to be honest with you, some stats you look up. So,
yeah.
Maybe I think he'll be able to perform fairly well. I'm definitely not the splash hire for sure.
No. Real quick before I go, there's one last thing I'd like to say. There is actually a player out there. His name is Jonathan Flau. If you have not heard of him, go check him out. The guy was just offered by Manny Diaz himself. He's from California, and he's his top 3 offers are Miami, USC, and Ohio State.
What was his last name again? I'm gonna pull him up. Oh, Flau. I think I see him. Outside linebacker.
Yes.
All right.
Go
sweet.
watch his film. Put it up, and I'm telling you, the guy, he's tremendous.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah, he's. They don't even have a ranking for him, but on 247, that's weird. But he's got Alabama already offering him, so he's a big guy.
Oh yeah, no. The guy, Okay, he just the way he hits. If you look at him, he's a Ray Lewis. He hits that hard.
Wow. That is so odd where I don't see him ranked anywhere.
It's because he's a class of 2022, I think.
Oh, yeah, 221. 221, yeah. He's still was that a sophomore?
Yeah, but the guy's going to be the number one linebacker in the nation when he comes out.
Yeah. This makes more sense. I got you. Diaz or recruiting. Here, I'll throw up some film. Yeah, man. Definitely, dude. I appreciate that. Yeah, Diaz has been throwing up some offers to some big names for sure, and he's been pushing at it. We'll see if we can keep it going for sure with this defensive lineman pickup of a coach. The recruiting's my biggest concern.
Yeah, I mean, like, in all honesty, okay, last thing I'm going to say is, like, you know what, like, if he can recruit, then good. I mean, but recruiting, you got to know that it's not everything.
It isn't.
It's important, but it's not everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If we win off the field, we'll get the defensive lineman. We will. There's no question. And we're pretty stacked, you know. I don't think next year we'll be looking at a big hole. You know, we have plenty of defensive end and defensive linemen. Maybe some guys will leave early for the NFL draft. I hope not. But, yeah, for sure. For sure.
Oh, yeah, no, most definitely. All right, my brother. Well, you have a good day.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you calling in. You have a great one, too.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, man, Victor, this kid is a beast, most definitely. I mean, this guy's just scary. He definitely hits hard and pulls together. This is only a sophomore. I'm guessing this is a sophomore film. I mean, this is ridiculous. He's playing high school ball at a level that's just elite already. Oh, my goodness. This guy is definitely a scary one. Interesting talk there. How do you guys feel? Throw it down in the chat, yes or no on this hire. Yes or no? I'm curious to see how everyone feels because it's kind of, I won't say risky one, but it's a little out there. It's a little different. It's surprising, but there's a connection. We knew that, but Stroud has some good recruiting. I trust Manny. I mean, yeah, I got you. Yeah. His number one linebacker for 2020. So he's got. I'm curious if they're confusing these guys because Justin Flau. Okay, not Jonathan. Justin Flau. All right, let me pull him up because Jonathan looked pretty impressive to me. Justin Flau, also a linebacker. Boom, a 5-star. Yeah, it's definitely the guy you were talking about. Goodness, they're both like pretty beasts. Like they play exactly like each other. Here we go. This is the guy we're looking at. Yeah, the 2020 commit. I was going to say, man, 2021, that's so far out. But his little brother's already getting pulls and everyone. Yeah. He's got offers from everybody. Shoot, goodness. And there's Miami. We offered him as he pulled out. Let me see if I can get some highlights. Yeah, I trust Manny. He doesn't work. Yeah, exactly. If he doesn't, yeah. I don't think Manny will retain him if it goes bad. I'm not too worried. You know, I wish the splash higher. Keep in mind, this probably helps out our pay and money situation. I doubt that he's getting paid just as much as Jess. I was talking about Jonathan. Oh, his guy's a beast as well. Yeah. I was wondering. I was like, there's no way he's not 2021 guy. Let me pull up some film on this guy. But, man, his brother hit pretty hard. He was pretty darn incredible. Let me see if I could find some good highlights of him. But, yeah, he's definitely quite the guy. Here's some highlights it looks like. Let's see. What year is this? Junior year? All right, we'll start off with his junior year highlights. I'm going to mute it so we don't get copyrighted. Boom, here we go. Top linebacker recruits know they can come in next year and play. Justin Flowers' tape is insane. So, yeah, that's a really good point, buddy. I like that you mentioned that. Top recruits are definitely looking at Miami at linebacker position. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, his brother's got a ways to go. I mean, that highlight film. Oh, my gosh. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, goodness. That's scary. Oh, my goodness. Oh, shoot. He's destroying these guys. Wow. I mean, his brother, I was like, okay, I mean, he's all right. He didn't seem crazy. He got good hits, a decent highlight film. Yeah, Victor. Oh my goodness, Lord, where does he get that in? Because he doesn't seem just big. He's so violent. This guy's playing violent. You know what I love hearing about Manny Diaz nowadays, and we haven't heard before. He's talking about bringing back the U and bringing some violent football. He's got swag, Raji. Yes, baby man. Yeah, this is violent football. This is a Diaz guy. This is someone to get excited about coming to the U. Oh my goodness. You do not want to be picking up no punts from after this guy. This guy's obliterating people. Just what a mess. Shoot. Wow. He's got hops and everything, blocking field goal kicks and everything. The whole team gives up. He goes, man, he's done it multiple times. Shoot. This guy's a beast. I would love to see him. Yeah, Ray Lewis hits. That's a good comparison. That's definitely a good comparison. That's going to knock you out for a drive or two. My goodness. This guy, that's a Miami guy, Raji. Exactly, man. This is giving me, like, throwbacks to the film of the old days, man. Like, this is old school Miami. Oh, my goodness, that speed. And he wasn't even low. Like, if you notice on that one, he wasn't hunched low when he did that. He sends up pretty high for a linebacker. Boom. Destruction. I mean, oh, my goodness. You not want to play against this guy. Yeah, I really hope Miami pulls in this guy. Man, I'm glad Diaz offered him. Shoot, this is going to be pretty intense if we got him. Imagine him and a Jalen Phillips on a team the same year. Shoot. The QB threw that one away. Turnover. Boom. Man, he's athletic. Wow. I'm impressed, dude. Utah, I appreciate you pulling up this guy. I have not seen someone hit this hard in football in a long time. He's visiting in April, hopefully. Yeah, we've had some big recruits talking about being interested in visiting for a couple of times. Yeah, these guys are pretty scary, but these kind of hits, oh my goodness. Clean football, by the way. It's clean football. They're not egregious hits. He's destroying them. Did I read that Justin Flowers taking a visit to Miami and on his own dime? That shows interest. Yeah. Correct. That's what people are throwing up. Yeah. I did see that. That he's interested in taking a visit. April, we're having visits and stuff, so it's definitely serious. There's another guy. I'm going to try to remember. Look him up later. He was interested. Do you think Silva will start? Yeah, I do. I really do. I'd be surprised if he doesn't. I think now is his time. He's been acclimated well and slowly and giving him more and more room. I definitely do. I saw some really good sparks from him. I see him as a starter, definitely. I really do. I don't see anyone else beating him out for the job. I don't. I definitely see him. I'm really high on him, too. I like him. And he's the guy that kind of started, make the crib great again and start having the little doll and stuff. It'd be interesting how he does that. Right there. Yeah. Yeah, man. That's crazy, y'all. Now, I will tell you, that's the end of those highlights. On a late note, Carson Beck is going to Georgia, if y'all didn't see the news. He decommitted from Alabama, and then everyone was like, oh, Miami, maybe Miami, and he's going to Georgia. So, and he seems like a recruit that's going to stick around and stay there. We have several guys that we're pulling for quarterback. Not a giant issue. I would have been kind of surprised, honestly, but we'll see. On the recruiting talk, I want to address something. So here you go. The player personnel, Matt Doherty is the new guy that was relieved of his duties National Signing Day. So Andy Vaughn, there's an Arizona Wildcats senior director of recruiting, is the guy. Supposedly, this broke Monday. Yeah, they say they're there Monday. He's the guy. We're getting a guy from Arizona Wildcats for recruiting. Not a bad name for sure. And David Cooney supposedly has accepted the job. So he'll be the director of recruiting. I like that. I'm totally okay with that. Marcus Van Dijk as defensive quality control analyst. He's actually a previous player for Miami back in the 2010-ish area. And he's expected to have a role on the revamped recruiting staff. I did hear about that too. So this is kind of getting settled in. This is the guys who are getting in. I'm okay with it because here's the deal. If you looked up and National Signing Day was awful. I mean, he got relieved of his duty signing day. He's addressing the fact that we're not recruiting local talent. He said, are you kidding me? There's so much local talent that we missed out on, did not pick up. I don't care who your name is or what. We're done away with completely got rid of it, and here are the guys that he's putting in for Matt, and he's putting in Andy, and I like that. He's 37, he's pretty young. So he's going to be the recruiter up there. I don't like him bringing in previous players, but not throwing them in top positions, but letting them acclimate in and work their way up the ladder. It'll be interesting to see where Van Dyke goes. Wish him well. I remember him as a player, and I liked him. He was pretty solid. So that's like a bit of updates there, y'all. What do y'all think about that? Do y'all like that recruiting changeup, or do you feel like it could have been better? There's a different name, because I like hearing these different names, and Utah's family brought great names of who else we're going to. Todd Stroud has a pretty impressive resume. We'll see what he can do. What is up, dude? I haven't seen. I'm sorry, I'm gonna mispronounce your name. I'm just gonna call you Boy, Madriboy, Madri. Is that how you pronounce it, Madriboy? Yeah, he's got a resume. I don't know if you can say impressive. He's been around for a while, and he's been at decent programs. The most impressive stuff to me was the fact that he had those first draft picks in the NFL from NC State. NC State's a ACC school like Miami, so with that kind of base and money and brand, he did well. So Harrison Bailey is the favorite QB in 2020. Hopefully we can flip him. Yeah. That's what I've heard. Harrison Bailey is the guy. I like him. We looked up film on him before. I feel like we'll be able to get him. If not, there was another guy. Now, Harrison Bailey's from Marietta, which is right around me, and I like that. He's a 4-star, and currently he's a Tennessee lean is what they're saying, but he's actually pretty undecided. Here he is, actually. I'll pull it up for you guys. Boom. Let me see. 2 for center, Harrison Bailey. Bam. Here you go. So this is a guy that probably we're going to go for. He's a pro-style quarterback, though, which is kind of different. But he's a Georgia guy, and he's a pretty solid recruit, and I like him. This is the guy that's playing the state where Georgia has a lot of good quarterbacks in the past. We had Deshaun Watson, and we've had Fromm and Justin Fields, and then Trevor Lawrence. Basically, if you pick up the guy from Georgia, the number 1 and number 2 guy, you're in good hands at quarterback. It's been for the past 5 years, so we'll see what goes on here. Bama's trying to pull on him with Steve Sarkisian again. So we'll see where that ends up. I like our odds, though. I really do. Big quarterback, we probably won't land him. Dude, here's my difference maker, though, is Dan Enos. I mean, Dan Enos is a commodity that Miami has now that they can use for recruiting easily. I mean, what he's done with quarterbacks has been pretty impressive. If you looked, I was looking at some stats, what he did with goodness. Why is it? And I'm drawing a blank. Not Tua Tagovailoa. Good gosh. Jalen Hurts. Goodness, that took way too long. With Jalen Hurts, he did some impressive stuff where his improvements, if he was throwing for 10 yards or more in the air, he had about a 40%-ish completion rate. And then Enos factor came in, and he was going over 60%. And if you look at Miami and our quarterbacks, yeah, first off, the short passes weren't always great and amazing, but it was the long balls that have been just gosh awful. Just gosh awful. If you saw a long ball thrown and a wide receiver catch, the wide receiver made such a play of the day. It was insane. Can someone share the link to the Justin highlight that was shown? I can't find the exact one. Cole Canes, I'm gonna throw it up for you. Let me just throw it up for you. I got you, brother. I got you. No problem at all. I'm gonna give you that link right here. Let's see if I can find you the exact video. Boom. This is it. Let me double check if that's it. Yeah. Here you go. I'm going to throw it up in the chat. Here you go, brother. Boom. So, what was I saying? Yeah, he's improved guys very, very well. So these quarterbacks, they're looking, colleges, but it's a place for 4 years. They're trying to build up their NFL ability to get in the draft up high and get a really good team and get their talents tweaked for the professional level. And Enos is the guy, man. He develops these guys. He takes such detailed care about quarterbacks. You would hear Tua talking about it. He's like, look, I didn't get this much, and other players are seeing like the kind of footwork they're doing weren't just warm-ups and stretchers. They were very specific and goal-oriented stuff to improve and tweak these quarterbacks on every little thing that they could do. And he's had some impressive stuff, and I think with that commodity, we can get and pull in a very big-name quarterback. I really do think that. Especially if Miami starts winning on the field, and Diaz shows what T&M means, people are going to want to come to Miami. I mean, and our facilities are getting better with the indoor stadium and practice facility and all that. And transfers are coming in. So far, the momentum's going. If we keep it going into the season, I totally see us picking up a big-name quarterback in Harrison Bailey for sure. It's going to be an interesting situation because if you try to predict it and go into 2 years in the future, Tate Martell will probably be out of the picture by then. You'd have a transfer or two going around because they didn't get the starter job. Now we have a developmental player also on the roster and see where that ends up. But the guy that comes in, if he's a 5-star, the place would be in a position for his taking, He won't have a giant competition with someone that's just, a Justin Fields versus Jake Fromm situation. So it's a tempting place. It really is. I think you could really show some good skills in the ACC at quarterback position too. That's my thoughts I wanted to share with y'all and see how y'all feel about this hire. Most people feel pretty good and all right about it, not crazy and confident. Belief in Manny Diaz has been basically the most that I've heard from y'all. There's been better candidates before, possibly, but I'm pretty sure he's going to do well. I like his fire. I like his energy. As long as he gets... And here's the other thing that the defensive line players actually talked about before. What do you think of our top 3 biggest needs are in recruiting? So this is us talking into 2020. So good question. Our first position that pops up to me is linebacker. Now we have linebackers on the roster, but they're unproven. And hopefully they'll get some playing time, at least against the FCS opponents and such, because we're getting a whole core is just gone. It's leaving. That needs to be fixed. We got to fix and get the next guys in, the big names for linebacker. It's not like we're in a complete disaster, but that it's got to be addressed. Yeah, more speed at linebacker. The youth thinks that. Top 3. So second place, I'll think about, because you got to think about drafts and recruits and all of that. Our O-line, we know, can always be better. Our O-line, do I like Brooks? I did like what I saw from Brooks. Him, it was Brooks and let me pull up the matrix again. I don't want to mistake players' names because it's hard to remember the whole daggone roster, but there was 2 guys that I'm gonna talk to y'all about for linebacker that I feel like will be the next guys. That will be solid, but I want to get another big 5-star or something like that for linebacker, and we could have a possible Jalen Phillips playing at linebacker next year, but that's one position where you definitely want to watch out for. So here we go. Pulling up the matrix. Here's what we got at linebacker, and this is the big hole. All right, you see this, and all these guys are leaving. I like Wilder. I've seen Wilder in a little bit, and I liked it. You talked about Brooks. I like Sam Brooks and Avery Huff. So those are the 3 guys I think just stick out to me, and they're going to be great. People talked about a little bit about Bradley Jennings. I haven't heard too much on Steed, but I think these will be the next core trio. I like what I saw out of Wilder. I'm curious to see how Brooks and Huff have been in their development. But we'll see. Imagine we've got Flo and his brother Jonathan. Oh my goodness, that'll be the scariest team ever. Wilder would be missing assignments. Yeah, I don't know. He was his head was on a swivel. You could tell that he was just out there in the moment. But to be honest, if I'm really, really critical, there are moments, even Shaq Quarterman to me, like the Wisconsin game and such, that I was just kind of like, what you doing, brother? Like, where are you? Like, he just completely misses it. He's a great linebacker, don't get me wrong. So it takes a bit to learn the position and read well, and it's you got to know what you're doing. It's hard to play as a freshman real well that position, but the core did really well for us. So that's the biggest hole, linebacker, number 1. The second hole that I'll kind of look to is offensive line. Now, I know we've had good classes in offensive line, but we didn't crazily address it this season, so I expect a really nice offensive line class. We've been throwing away some nice offers to some really good players. We'll see what that goes, and some of them have expressed interest and visits and such, so that's a hole number 2. The third hole, I'm trying to think like who would be a big hole, because our wide receiver class and running backs class, it just always is pretty steady and good. And we have Don Chaney and such, so I'm not too worried about it. The quarterback position, I don't know if I could put at hole number 3, because you got Matocha and Jaron and Kosi, and I think we'll have enough. I mean, as long as we can pick up 1 guy, maybe 2, we should be fine. I'm concerned a bit on our secondary. Because if you look at this, we'll have a couple of guys leaving, and the concern is these guys will be leaving probably early for the NFL draft in Bandy and Carter. I can see that happening. Steed is a beast. I've seen him play live. You can see Steed, Brooks, Huff will be a starting. Yeah. I can see that. But yeah, our O-line definitely needs to be improved. The linebackers I'm a little concerned about because of the lack of depth after the core. It's unproven. It's not that it's bad. And then after that, probably be our defensive backs and, cornerbacks and safeties because they'll be leaving and we'll have other guys in. But we have some pretty good ballers out there, too. So it's not a giant hole. We got Christian Williams coming in. Frierson back at striker now. I'm very excited to see that. We got Francois, and such coming in. So I'm not too concerned about it. I'm not too concerned. But third hole, I would throw that out there. It's going to be kind of to see and addressing issues after the season. Who gets injured, who goes early, who, how that ends up. Because maybe our tight end class will be really needing some help because we didn't crazy overstock this one because we've had some decent recruits already at the U. We thought we didn't have to have a tight end in this class until our injuries came coming in down. So that's how that works. It's hard to predict and look out that far, in my opinion. We'll see. I don't expect the defensive line to be a giant hole next year. I don't. So we should be fine and get time to adjust. Just keep Robert Knowles off the field. He's the worst. Oh, man. Dean, too. I was so hyped on Dean. I knew that he was coming from, it was an FCS school, but his interception, I was a very oh, my goodness. No, Dean he had 5 highlight plays, and that was it, man. He just, the holes and the issues that he had were just awful. Knowles, my goodness. Oh, it scared me. He kind of settled in, but I don't like Knowles for sure, buddy. I agree with you, man. If Knowles is on the field, what is he doing there? I don't know what's going on. It was usually when we had a couple of guys tired and injured or some hammy, getting pulled, so we'll see. Hopefully that all stays settled, y'all. Hopefully it does. But hey, guys, it was interesting talking about. So I'm going to throw a couple of general channel discussions. So what I've got in the works is I want to do a new series, a show, and it's going to be called Building the Perfect National Championship Team. So the idea of the series will be I'm going to break down position by position. So it's going to be an episode's breakdown. Each episode will be about 10 minutes long. So it'll be pretty in-depth, but not too in-depth. And so I would start first with the quarterbacks and take a look at the nationally and look, this is what you got to expect from your quarterback position if you want to have the perfect national championship team. Give examples, statistics, and such like that, and then take that and apply that to the team of choosing. And each season, I guess you could say. And obviously, season 1 will be Miami. And so, and I'd say, hey, look, does Miami have these couple attributes for quarterback to have a perfect national championship team? Yes or no? And go through those and prove my point or not. And, episode 2 would be running backs, wide receivers, O-line. Go down and do about, I was thinking about 10 episodes for this season. Doing like that. Would that be something you guys are interested in? And just throwing out ideas out there because I feel like it'd be pretty fun to look. Because Miami's got to look around and just teams in general of what works. What is the state in 2019? What do you need? How do you get it done to get a national championship team? Because it's not a hidden secret. It's just you got to do it. You got to recruit. You got to have. There's literally a complicated but not too complicated math problem where you take the skilled player personnel you've gotten from recruiting classes, calculate it all, put it in the numbers, and you can basically predict the top 4 teams every single year. It's really daggone accurate. It's like top 10. It kind of ruins college football when you see it. And I'm going to pull that link up maybe in the show. But is that something, the national championship, building the national championship team shows something that's very interesting for y'all or not? Let me know. Throw it in either the chat right now, in the comments, just enjoy my videos. It's something that I've thought about, and I thought, hey, I could do some fun stuff, and I've started doing some research, and I'm kind of in the works of episode 1. Kind of get to see how y'all guys feel about it. Let me know what you guys think about that. I'm curious to see how y'all feel. Utah is saying that you love the idea, dude. Okay, I appreciate it. All right, I got one fan. So I'm gonna make it for you, man. We'll see. I'm gonna feel it out and try it out and see how it works, because I think it'd be something interesting kind of as a show to build on. Because my stuff, it's been kind of unconnected. I was like, I need to do something that's very connected. How's the O-line looking living in Houston? I don't hear anything about the Canes. So, the O-line is at a state where we got a great coach. He's wonderful, but he's got to develop these guys. I mean, we recruited some men and they didn't play well, and it's going to be a question mark of how that fits in with the Dan Eno scheme also. So I don't know. They're not the biggest boys, if that's what you're asking about physicality and size. But they're not too small. They're not the perfect O-line. I think we have something to work with, in my opinion. If you're Manny Diaz, would you take advice from Nick Saban, or would you do it your own way? I'd definitely take advice from Nick Saban. I'd call him up for sure. Yeah. I'll learn from the people who have done it. I'd call Nick Saban. I'd call Dabo. Yeah, no question about it. Doing it my own way. Now, look, I won't be doing the exact copy of Nick Saban's way in that scenario, but I'll definitely glean many, many attributes from him as I could and try to apply them. Take a look at Kirby Smart, a guy that's coming away from Nick Saban. He basically is doing what Nick Saban did in his program in a slight tweak of his own way. He's having great success. You go to people that know how to do it and how to succeed. There's no, reason you have to be so cocky that, oh, no, I got to do it my way. Yeah, I totally would, man. No question about it. In fact, in a bigger scheme, he's not a giant robber. If I was like Georgia Bulldogs, would I have, the Bullets to do that? They need to come to Texas. Yeah, dude. I feel you, Raji. And you had that game with LSU down in Texas. Definitely not the one you wanted to see, but... yeah. Man, Texas ball is pretty good, but does Texas have giant O-linemen over there, Raji, that you see up there in high school and all that? Because I don't hear giant news for Texas O-linemen. Yeah, you were there? Oh, man, tough one. Shoot. Good idea. We can keep the topic on a certain area for the topic. Great idea. Yeah, okay. So I got some generations. So I'm going to throw up an episode or two and start rolling out that series and see how it evolves and where it goes and how y'all like it. There's some big boys here. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, Texas, Texas, you know what they say, whenever everything is big. I don't hear about giant, but I'm sure Jimbo's picking them up left and right. That guy's a recruiter, and A&M is just the hotbed for those guys, so it's definitely a good place for him. For a lineman. And, you don't hear about giant O-linemen from Florida, and then everyone says, oh, we need faster, speedy guys, but I don't know. I'm okay for us going outside of it and trying to get a pipeline from somewhere else, like Texas, big boys, or, as always, everyone says, the Midwest and all that. I think we'll be fine, though. I think the other thing is Butch Berry's also a nice commodity. A guy pulled in from NFL, and the success he had with the Tampa Bay, I think as an O-lineman recruit, I'd be like, oh, wow, I definitely want this guy teaching me. He's been at the pros. He knows how it's done. So that would be very interesting to see how that affects recruiting. I think the fact that we have 4- and 5-star O-linemen interested in scheduling visits to the U is a effect of that, of Butch Berry. Whereas before, yeah, you didn't see that too much. Anyways, guys, I appreciate y'all joining. I'm going to kind of summarize it up and end it here. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate your input and all that. Check out links I have on other videos. We have you can tip over there, and then we got new shirts and designs. I'm curious to see how y'all feel about them, if y'all enjoy them or not. Lots of stuff. We got a lot of stuff we're in the works. Lots of news kind of recently we had to come around there. The Canes can hire me to go around Texas to send them film. Dude, heck yeah. That would be a job of a lifetime, man. I would love that. I was thinking love that. It's a passion for you, Raj, man. We love football, and then I think people with a passion in it wouldn't drain it. They find the best, man. That'd be legit. You'd be surprised though. There's some stories of people where they started from and how they did. Dabo was in real estate at one point, and now he's the head coach at Clemson. So try it, man. Get around, make your own film, start selling to Miami. See if they start talking about you. I know they got their spots filled in, but I'm sure Diaz will be on the lookout for top talent. But y'all, appreciate y'all joining in and calling in. Master Killer, can I get a shout out? My son Dante's a big fan. Okay. I appreciate that. Yeah, your son Dante's a big fan. Master Killer, no problem. Yeah, y'all, Dante is a giant fan, so I'm glad that he is. Thank you for another great show. I appreciate that, Raji. Thank you for encouragement, man. I appreciate that. We'll be doing a lot of stuff. It's kind of difficult in the off-season, but I got a lot of creative stuff created for y'all. Will be coming up. So we'll see where it goes. Spring ball's coming up in 2 weeks, y'all. I'm excited. I'm so excited. Well, next season I'll try it. Yeah, man. Definitely. So we'll see where this ends up. We'll see how this affects recruiting. I think we'll be okay. I think D's got us going in the right direction. He knows the D-line is going to be fine. We'll see how it goes. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate y'all all. It's been an interesting evening. Got some interesting feedback, not all positive. But I like that. It helps me out get a bigger picture of the whole place. FSU, defensive back you, do something, three rings, go Noles. Hey, man, it's okay to get some Noles fans here. YouTube is my info on the Canes. Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah, I try to keep... I'm never going to be the breaking news guy, but I try to get you guys the inside scoop, and it was fun, man, diving in, finding out, yo, this guy's a groomsman for Rick. Interesting. I said thank you and go Canes. Awesome, man. Awesome. Dude, that's how I started, man. I was just in 6th grade, man, when I started watching it, so stay at it, man. It was ups and downs, but it's all about the evening. It's the best team to rep. It is the best team to rep. What's their information for Todd? Lakers all day. The information for Todd is D lineman coach, and he's been at basically Akron for the past 7 years. He's got ties to NC State, where he was at with Diaz, and basically in a short way to say he's got a couple of first rounders to go to NFL at NC State. So he's up and down. He was fired at Akron after a 4-8 season. He wasn't the head coach, so it wasn't his full responsibility. So that's the deal there. But we're kind of summarizing the show. I'm guessing you join in. It's going to be replayable in a couple minutes or an hour or so. You could watch it from the beginning, man. TNM, Canes for Life. Yes, sir. Guys, I'll see y'all at the end of the day. It's always all about the U.